Hi guys, I'm David with MediaUnlock.net, and today we're going to be talking about the Aputure V Control. So I already have a walkthrough on how to use it, so if you own a V Control already and you want to know how to use all the functions and maybe the manual is a little confusing or you're a little confused just in general, click right here and this link will take you right to the actual V Control walkthrough, which shows you how to use every function of it so that you don't get lost using it, because it is a pretty cool piece of camera equipment. So this is really just a review on my thoughts and opinions on it and how I like it. It's at a price point, I think $180. Of course, there will be links down below so you guys can go purchase one on Amazon, which does help me as far as keeping this YouTube channel going. So let's take a look at everything that it comes with. So you have a couple different cords. You have a mini USB to USB to hook it up to your Canon cameras, and then you have a USB to USB if for some reason you would need a USB to USB depending on what camera you are using. As well, you have these little pieces right here which are fantastic for hooking it up to a rail system. So anybody that uses any type of shoulder rig or handheld rig that has a rail system built into it for like follow focus and stuff like that, you will be able to hook this piece up as well as this piece. You get a nice little wrist piece here. You get some instructions, which I already cut out. There's a Chinese instructions as well. I cut it out and just made it so I just have the English instructions. I believe these are warranty cards right here, and then just kind of a little bit of information on other products that Aputure carries. As well, one of my favorite things as far as the accessories go, you have a really nice little box to put your, or case I should say, to put your V Control in, and this is a nice sturdy, I'm sure it's not a very expensive thing for them to do, but it does feel very sturdy and it's going to really protect your V Control. And of course, you have your V Control unit. So let's talk about some of the things that the actual V Control does, guys. One of the coolest things, I guess, that the V Control really does is it allows you to preset focus points. So that means I can use the V Control to do like rack focusing and stuff. So I'm going to show you guys a video right here, and if you notice there is a medium format camera in the background. It is in focus, and now we're going to rack focus to the hard drive off to the left. And if you notice, it was just, all I had to do was just push a button. So I preset those focus points, I pushed a button, and it rack focused from one to the other. So that's really cool, and you can do all that under your video mode. You also have functions in still mode as well, so you can control your ISO, aperture, shutter, as well. You can control how fast your V Control will actually focus. So you get to actually use the dial right here to do all your focusing. As well, you have a couple different ways to hook it up to the camera, which is really nice. You have two USBs and one hookup far as if you want an 1/8 inch screw in, if you wanted to actually hook it up to like a tripod or something that takes a normal DSLR or camera mount. So that's really cool. As well, you can autofocus with it, you can take pictures, you can shoot video, you have the option to go into live view mode. Another really cool thing that you can do is you can set your focus points. So what that means is that I'm able to use, if most cameras have a little rectangular or square, and what you can do is you can move that rectangle or square around and then autofocus or zoom in with your live view button. You can still get the 5x and 10x zoom in on the Canon cameras so that you can get real up and close and make sure that you are focusing as close as possible. So let's talk about things that I was not excited about. It is a tad bit laggy, not horrible, not something that's going to make or break the deal in my opinion, but it is just a tad bit laggy. But they're working on a firmware to make it a little bit more laggy, or less laggy I should say. As well, presetting your focus points, and you want to watch the walkthrough if you have this, because if you don't preset your focus points in video mode correctly, it's not going to rack focus right, it's not going to work right, you're going to get frustrated and lost. I actually had to call and talk to the company to figure out how to do it right. So they don't add that into the manual. They will be hopefully fixing that one. They will be doing a firmware upgrade that will fix that issue, as well as they'll probably be adding that if they don't fix it in the near future, I'm sure they'll be adding the information into the booklet, because it does not explain how to do your preset focus points very well. So all in all, though, it works very responsive when it comes to your ISO, aperture, and shutter. So you have that control, and then it's fairly responsive with the focusing. Again, it lags just a tad bit, but once you figure out how to use it, you'll learn where the lag is going to be at, and therefore you can kind of preemptively figure that out, so that when you're focusing, you know where to stop. So I really like the unit. I mean, it's $180, which to me is pretty cheap to be able to allow me to pretty much control video or still mode, pretty much all the major functions that you would need to. I would like to see a white balance function, which I'm going to talk to them about, because it would be really awesome to be able to add a white balance into my shots or my video. So that is my review of the Aputure V Control. Pretty happy with it, and again, there will be links down below if you guys are interested in going and checking it out on Amazon as well. I'll give a link to their website where you can read up on the product a little bit more, and that is that. So check me out on my social medias.